after a year of famine and drought, we were sitting there and the boss lady says, you know what? I'm going to give you $2,000. And I was like, wow, I sowed 1,000. Exactly a week later, I get 2,000. I never heard a message preached. I never heard a minister talked about giving. It was from the Lord. And I did it. I did it by faith. My first time I ever gave out of my heart on my own, whether, a tithe, offering, whatever, it was $1,000. And I did that based on a dream that the Lord gave me. When I woke up, there was such a desire in me to give. There were so many things that I saw that the Lord showed me in the beginning, and I acted on it, and then it manifested. And so that's how God became so real to me. He shows you, you act on it, and there's the harvest, there's the result. The thing is, like, I worked on a cotton farm. This is early 2001. Our check was normally like only $300 a week. So to give 1,000, that was 369. That's getting close to a month worth of wages that I gave at one time. And so what happened was the previous year, it was dry, no crop. It was just dry. And so now we're going on into the next year and in March. And so a week after I sold that $1,000, my brother and I would go see our boss in the morning. That was habit. Drink some coffee, talk a little bit. So it was on a Monday morning. And I had given a week ago on a Sunday. The biggest bonus I ever got was like $900, I think, maybe $1,200. But now all of a sudden in March, after a year of famine and drought, we were sitting there and the boss lady says, you know what? I'm going to give you $2,000 and my brother. I'm going to give you each $2,000 because the previous year, there was a famine. And so they got like a disaster relief check come in. And I was like, wow, I sowed 1,000. Exactly a week later, I get 2,000. And then I often think about it. I was like, I know that was a result of my giving. I don't know about my brother. I know my brother was in the Lord as well. I thought about it later. Sometimes when the Lord wants to get to you, he has to bless others around you just to get to you. I'm not saying that my brother didn't deserve it at all, but I knew it was a result of giving. Like it says in Mark 4, if you don't understand the parable of the sower, everything revolves around giving and receiving. And let's remember that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son.